So there's two main ways to become a doctor in the United States. First, you can study your medical degree in the United States, or if you've studied your medical degree in another country, you can apply to see if the United States will recognize this credentials. So the first step, if you would like to study a medical program in the United States, would be to study a bachelor's degree. So you can study this bachelor's degree in the United States or in another country, but it should be a 4-year bachelor's degree or the equivalent, and it can be in a variety of majors. So although you can study a variety of majors, you do need to take specific classes that are required by the medical programs. So for example, you would be required to take biology and chemistry and a few other science courses. For this reason, many students decide to study a major such as biology or chemistry or physics, but really you can study any major as long as you have taken the prerequisite classes required by U.S. medical degrees. You will next need to take the MCAT exam. So the MCAT exam is a standardized test that students must take in order to be accepted to medical school in the United States. So this exam is quite difficult, and many students spend a few months taking a course or preparing for the MCAT. So the second step after you complete the bachelor's is to write the MCAT exam. Once you've written the MCAT exam and have a good score from it, you will then apply, and hopefully you're accepted and you'll go into medical school. Medical school in the United States lasts at least 4 years. So you will study for 4 years if you want to be what's called a general practitioner, a GP. But depending on the specialization you choose, for example, if you want to be a surgeon, you will have to study more time. So the minimum time for medical school in the United States is 4 years. The next step is to write the medical licensing exam. Once you've written and passed this test, the final step would be to complete what's called a residency program. So a residency is basically a long medical internship, and it lasts at least 3 years, but again, just like medical school, it can last longer depending on your specialization. So once you've completed your bachelor's degree, you've written the MCAT, you've entered medical school and completed medical school, you've written the licensing exam, and you've completed your residency, you're now ready to be a doctor in the United States. So as you can see, this can take a long time. So the minimum amount of time it would take for you to study in order to become a doctor in the United States would be 11 years. But once you've completed those 11 years or more, depending on your specialization, you will have very good work within the United States. So if you've already completed a medical degree outside of the US or Canada, and you would like to become a doctor in the United States, the first step would be to apply to see if the Educational Commission for Foreign Medical Graduates will recognize the credential you completed outside of the US or Canada. So once you apply with the Commission, and if they accept the credential that you already completed, then the next step to be a doctor in the US would be to complete a residency. So you will be matched to a residency through the National Residency Program. And a residency, again, is a long-term medical internship that lasts at least 3 years long. So once you've applied with the Commission to see if they will recognize your foreign credential, you've completed the residency, the final step would be to write the state licensing exam in the state where you would like to practice. So once you've completed those 3 steps, then you will be able to be a doctor in the United States of America. So I also have more information on how to become a doctor in the United States on Higher Education International's blog. So that includes information on specific classes you have to take in the bachelor's, medical schools in the US that accept international students, because not all accept international students, and more information on how to get your foreign credential recognized in the United States. So if you're watching this on YouTube, you can find the blog post in the caption, and if you're watching this on Facebook, then you can find the blog posts in both English and Spanish in the status. So I hope everyone has a really great week, and we'll see you next time.